What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Vertical Football Podcast and welcome back to the Super Eagles edition. I'm your host, Shegun, and with me, I have your person coming. Great to have you here.
It's awesome to be back to talk about Nigeria.
Yeah, also very, very good to be back to talk about Nigeria. And today, we want to talk about Eric Chelle. I think, first and foremost, there are two major things we want to talk about today. First of all, is Eric Chelle and the current issues around his contract extension for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And also want to talk about the most popular debate around our qualification for the World Cup. So I think let's start with the Eric Chelle's debate in terms of contract extension.
Yeah.
So there have been reports about that Eric Chelle laid out a 19-point demand to the NFF.
Yes.
In terms of these are the things he wants to be implemented before he becomes or before he signs the deal to increase his tenure as Super Eagles manager. Yeah. So the first one was the fact that there has been a demand for an increased salary. Reports have said that Eric Chelle he's currently earning $50,000 a month, and that he wants $100,000 a month. You know, and people there's also a report that says the total package is even 130, inclusive of his personal assistant and a personal assistant. That's his technical staff and then a personal assistant. So what's your take on that? Do you think what we're doing is we're going to be looking at this point and say which one do you think should be implemented? Which one do you think is overboard?
No, okay. Let me just start with this. I will just first of all say he has done a great job in bringing in a system into the Super Eagles. We know that there's a lot of things to work on. Yeah. And also we still know that he has a plan. And if we continue with him, we're going to get a lot. But for me, the total package of 130 estimatedly is not a bad thing. Really, because he's not saying he wants it for himself alone. He said he wants it for all the coaching staff and also a personal assistant. And it's not a bad thing because I've seen years whereby Nigeria, the NFF, have paid even more than this to a foreign coach with nothing. In fact, there was a foreign coach in Nigeria that don't stay in Nigeria for every weekend. He's not in Nigeria. And we should know that he's ready to stay in Nigeria to grant it. I think it's not a bad thing for him to ask for this. Maybe people will be thinking out there that this is an African coach. Now, why is he asking for more for this? From what he has done in the Nations Cup, I think it's not a bad thing for him to go from 50,000 for all his staff down to 130. It's not a bad thing for me.
Yeah, so I think also I agree with you in the sense of really that price for the whole coaching staff and the personal assistant, I don't think it's that bad. So I think, but I understand the fact that yes, the NFF might want to negotiate.
Of course,
they might want to negotiate because of they feel like, okay, these are what you have offered us. We can't just accept it like that. We have to negotiate. But I think even though they negotiate to maybe 120 or even 100
is not bad.
I don't think it's bad because I think he is also a beneficiary of the fact that you can see how beautiful the football was, right, in the Nations Cup. So if you think I'm that valuable, right, you have to pay me what I think I'm worth to you. And also you also know that there have been reports about links to Marseille, even before Marseille got their new manager after Deserbi left. So I think this report, even from the Tunisia national team, offering him certain things, those reports. So I think because of that he's making that demand. So I think we'll just say that this first demand is not bad.
For you. And for me, I would just say that it's not bad, but this time, Nigerians and money. The moment you are asking for more, they match you with more pressure. My question is Eric Chelle ready for that type of pressure?
Yeah, I think it should be ready because everybody once they increase your salary in the place of work, you know that the pressure goes. So let's go to the second one, still on payment.
Yeah.
It said prompt payment. Requirements of salaries will be paid on or before the 30th of every month. I think that should be normal. That should
not be a problem.
If there's a problem, then obviously we know what an NFF has issue with, right? We know that. So
okay, maybe he has done his own research and noticed that
not even research, he has been coached. That means what this means now is the fact that it's not even the right research. They've not paid him on or before 30th.
Exactly.
So that's the truth. Because if somebody after working for you for some months is saying, please pay us on or before 30th, it means you've not been paying on or before 30th. So the question is, why are we not paying on or before 30th?
What is the problem?
NFF, what's going on?
That's the problem. I think that it's good that I like someone like Eric Chelle. He wants everything on paper, on black and white.
Yeah.
This is my contract. Don't default this. And we know that in time past, even foreign coach have complained. Not only that, now the last Nations Cup there were rumor. I can't confirm the news. There were rumor of not paying certain set of players, not even paying the manager.
I don't it's from other countries, right?
Yes. Okay. So I think that is a good one for him to speed this, to slay it down and say, this is what I want. If you can't do this, then I'm off to Tunisia or even Marseille.
Yeah, I think as you said, in respect to other teams in the Nations Cup, maybe they were that rumor, but for Nigeria, it's not only a rumor again because they didn't pay bonuses to the players at certain moment.
Yes.
Right. And so if they're not paying bonuses, definitely they're not going to be paying salary of the coach at the time. So I think this is a wake-up call because there is money.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is why we're not paying at the right time. So for me, the second point, I don't know, it's a okay point now.
It's okay. For me, that should be, for a banker, bankers get their money 24, 25.
Yes, even government workers get 24, 25. 25. And the Super Eagles manager is also a government worker because it's working for the Super Eagles.
Exactly.
So next one says staff contracts. The NFF must issue formal working contracts for its entire technical crew.
Shouldn't be
the question is, are they working without contracts? Like this
is crazy for real, because automatically they're working without contract. Because for you to put this down, for him to put this down,
that means they're not being contract.
Not be paid.
So what kind of deal are we doing? What kind of?
I don't understand. So I just want to have imagination that you are working for institution like NFF and you only have contract with the coach, not the technical team. That's showing bad. It's a bad reflection to NFF.
Yeah. So the question is, who's running this organization? And I think how serious is the person you are giving? Why are you not giving? Even if you want to become a driver in a corporate, you're giving a contract as a driver. So why is a technical crew of a manager of the Super Eagles of Nigeria not having contracts? Why is the man having to write it down?
So funny that it's like maybe they just said, Eric Chelle, do you have people around you? Just bring them in. We pay them. It's wrong. Exactly. It's like this Nigeria vibe. This Nigeria, we are together. Don't worry, we are together. It's wrong. I think it's wrong. We need to stop that.
Yeah. So the next one is performance bonuses. Bonuses and allowances must align with the federation structure, including its personal assistant in this pool. Bonuses.
Okay. The painful thing is that it should be paid bonuses right from now. That means it's either it's being paid or is not in line with the structure of the federation. It's two things. Yeah. Maybe he's being underpaid, or he's not being paid, or maybe they are not doing it structurally.
They're not doing align with what they have said earlier.
What they have said.
That means if they are saying maybe the bonus is maybe 50,000 per match, for example, 50,000 naira per match.
Yes.
Let's assume they're not paying like 10,000. So just take this one. But meanwhile, they had a structure, but they're doing otherwise behind. So they have to now make it match up.
In fact, this proposal is talking more of NFF problem than himself. That's the problem. And I think Eric Chelle is trying to do the savior point here. I will save the next person coming on this job. Maybe that's what he's thinking. Because this should be a normal thing for every coach in Nigeria. Not only the top coach, the manager of the Super Eagles manager, even club side.
So the question now I have is that why is it the manager of the Super Eagles or the head coach of the Super Eagles that is giving us these demands? These should be structural things.
This should be from the
salary structure should be determined by the Ministry of Sports.
God.
You understand? All these allowances and additions should be defined. It is the organization and the structure that needs to define. And that's why, for example, I used to say something that when you see that things are not going well on the pitch, many times, if you analyze it, it's always structural issues that have not been fixed outside of the pitch. Exactly. And these are the examples. If coach is not having to tell you to put structures in place,
there's no structure.
Are you joking?
And the painful part is that what Eric Chelle is trying to do here, because naturally after the Nations Cup, there should be an offer on ground for Eric Chelle. Oh, we saw your performance.
I think they present an offer.
They present an offer. Is this a counter offer?
No. I think they presented the offer to him. He's not saying that before I sign whatever offer you want,
this is what I want.
These are my demands.
Shegun, do you know why I'm just angry in me? Is that the offer should have at least, if not 80% or 100% of this? 80%.
No, so I think what I feel brought about this list was the fact that these are the challenges he faced in the first time, the first era of the contract. That was before the Nations Cup, until after the Nations Cup. He found out that they said certain bonuses, they did not pay the bonuses the same way they don't do to players.
Yes.
Right? The salary doesn't come on time. You understand? Even his technical staff and the coaching staff are without contract. So these are the issues I face. So I want you guys to now address it before I move on with you further. And I think it now shows us, is a clear view into the rubbish that goes on in that organization called NFF.
So NFF is running on chaos.
I think it's quite clear. So let's move on to the next one. So these are now operational demands. So the first one was financial demands. These are operational demands. Operational demands says non-interference, a strict non-interference clause regarding team selection and player call-ups. So I think we are now back to
square one.
Yeah, that's now the pitch now in terms of decisions that pertain to the pitch.
Yeah.
So,
Thiago, I'm sorry to cut in.
No problem.
It's a culture in Nigeria that if you have money, you can actually decide the player that will join the team, the first team, or bring in any player from nowhere.
Yeah.
So far, you are connected.
Yeah.
And if Eric Chelle is saying this, we need to stop it, because we can see obviously in this Nations Cup, there are some players that we have seen in the last Nations Cup. Now we are seeing that they are even working better now under Eric Chelle, because he has the ability to put some things. But yet, there are some players that follow them that is not meant to be there, but just because of politics, because of this and this, they have to be there. So I guess what Eric Chelle is saying that I want to be the manager, not the coach. Let me have total uninterfered picking of my players, scouting my players. Let me bring in, if you are scouting people in, if you are bringing people into my team, let me be the one to assess it. Don't use a veteran and say, oh, the Minister of Sports said this guy has been playing for Enyimba FC and I want him directly into my team. No, I want a show whereby I choose the player, and if I choose it wrong, I should face the consequence.
Yeah, I think I agree with you in terms of this is a national team manager or national team head coach. The fact is, he should be given 100% right to choose who he wants to choose. He's the one that watches the boys. He's the one that has scouts going to watch the boys in their different clubs. He's the one that is being given weekly report of their performances from their various clubs. So why should there be anyone? And this is not because Eric Chelle is saying it. This has been something that
it has been
a culture, even from youth football in Nigeria, where people don't go to tournaments, not because they're not talented, but because somebody was put in their place because the person had more connection.
Yeah.
The fact is, you cannot keep making these decisions that are not based on merit and expect your team to do well. The best players need to play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Exactly.
It's not about who has connection. So I think for me, I know you, from what you said also, you're 100% in agreement with what you said. For a national team coach, not club now. Club, we can still talk about maybe there has to be.
Yeah, exactly.
A national team coach should have 100% power in terms of who he wants to call in or not call in. I think the only time the NFF or any organizing body should be able to have his say is maybe there are disciplinary issues against the player that is being called. You understand? But in terms of full football, I think why not the manager give him? Because he's the one that does all the work. He's the one that knows how he wants his team to play.
And you know that at one point is it before the Nations Cup, NFF wrote to some foreign players, like they have not informed that they want to join Nigeria to play, and they wrote to them that you are going to have automatic. With the moment you play for Nigeria, you have automatic.
Imagine.
Maybe it's crazy.
Why is it automatic?
You can't be giving players automatic. Let the coach say, okay, grind, do well. If home-based player is doing better than you, you have to sit down. That is it, because the national team is different from the club football. We have seen players playing so well in club football, and when it comes to national team, maybe because of structure or the system, you see the player not doing so well. So all these cut corners trying to do PR to bring in more people to Nigeria, it doesn't work. Let the coach do that. I think that's my own take on that.
Yeah, I think I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you on that. So let's move on till the next one, in terms of scouting and monitoring, provisions, that's funding and logistics, as I said earlier, to travel abroad to monitor players and watch the local Nigerian league to integrate talent into the under 17, under 20, under 23s, and the senior team should be provided. The question is, why is it not provided?
I so understand.
What's your thought on that?
It's so crazy. And I think that buttressed my point more when I said they are going abroad to negotiate with players. The coach will go there, watch the player, give the player the blueprint. This is how I want to play. This is where you can come into my team. If the player is sell on what the coach said, there's a deal.
So, but I think the point now is that he's asking for money to go.
Yes, that's because why am I saying this? This but my point is that if the coach don't even go there, how will you have the time to talk with the player? A coach should not be asking for give me this.
These are basics of the job.
Normal thing.
So these are basics of the job in terms of both local players and international players. In terms of, we see what, for example, the likes of even though we know England managers, they move around locally.
Exactly.
Yes, many of them don't try to go out. But what the manager is saying shouldn't be a demand.
It should be normal.
It should be normal. It should be what the NFF should see as part and parcel of the job. In terms of, you are given opportunity to go and visit these players abroad, to watch the league, right, in different parts of the country, right? To watch the league and to be able to, to your scouts to be, because every club needs to, every league needs to have certain scouts that watch the league about our players and report back to the national team. Say this player did well. I think I watched a documentary. Let me just say this before the next question. I watched a documentary years ago of the Holland national team and how their scouting system worked in terms of they had scouts that will watch the performances of their players. And I think they give a monthly scouting reports to the head coach and technical director of the national team. That's the way it should be. You need to get scouts to let you know the upcoming guy that is maybe under 18 in a particular club that is a Nigerian that has the opportunity to play for Nigeria that other nations have not even cited. That's dual citizenship that they've not cited that can quickly snap up before those. So we should have these things. And if we're having these things, the question to ask ourselves is, are we really serious about this game or are we joking?
It's so funny. So funny. And I'm so sad that we are actually talking about this instead of talking about structure, philosophy. It's just terrible.
So the next one is match control. This is a very, very outrageous, but let's just continue.
It's quite annoying.
Match control, the right to choose international friendly opponents and design campaign programs. So the fact is, who is choosing the opponent we should play against? Is it not meant to be manager?
I want to give NFF a soft landing.
Okay.
There's the business part of football. You understand? Maybe there's the business part of football. A team like Morocco may be giving us maybe a bigger amount of money to just have it presenting or whatever, or a friendly with them, and a team from Brazil, we are going to be the one to pay. So maybe they are looking at that, maybe from there. But at the same time too, you have to involve your coach, because in as much that you want to look at the monetary side of it, you have to also look at the fitness side of this team. Now the coach have to be in line with the NFF president or anybody that is in charge of getting us friendly matches and say, okay, because of recent, I've noticed that most of our friendly matches are against teams that are lesser. Why? Maybe because of money. Maybe that is why Eric Chelle is saying, you know what? Let me have full control. I need to play with Brazil, Portugal to test our team ability, strength and ability. But at the same time, he has to also understand that he cannot get full control of that.
Yeah. So if you look at the business part of it, well, the fact is, I think there's room for the NFF choosing maybe one or two on those kind of friendlies to boost to boost revenue. Also, I think like 80 to 85% of the decisions should be on the coach, because the coach knows my team is like this. I want to test my team against this side of team.
Exactly.
I want to test my team against this kind of opponent. I think we should have more of that. So like the next one is Youth, okay, you said design camping program. So I think the camping program part of the match control should be both parties.
Both parties, yeah.
Yeah, so I think the manager should decide the requirements in terms of the distance between the training ground and the pitch, the hotel location.
Yeah.
The distance between the hotel location and the training pitch, all those kind of things during the AFCON, you have to decide that. But I think also the NFF should also contribute in terms of making their own contributions and also making it a conducive environment.
During the AFCON, we noticed that there was an hotel they went to that was terrible. That all players have to gather and they say they want to live there. And it's even far from the training ground.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that NFF should
work on those
these things. Yeah. In fact, countries spend months preparing logistics. Nigeria is always like, impulse, let's go. Without no planning.
Exactly.
We need to stop that.
I think that's what you should show. So, next one is youth development. Ability to initiate specific programs for youth development within the Nigerian footballing system. It should be 100% right. So that we can get talent off the streets.
Exactly. Competition. Yeah, I go on and do this. Those days when you hear the principal cup, it's still running, but it's not like before.
Yeah.
The principal cup, you see stations, TV stations, streaming it.
Yeah.
I think some stations are still doing it, but people don't care anymore.
And I think those kind of programs is very, very easy to get sponsors for them.
Exactly.
In terms of, these are talents where it can be like the big brother of Nigerian football.
Exactly.
Where we have tournaments where we be able to get the young boys that, because the fact is, and I think you agree with this, in the sense of we have a lot of talents that have not been discovered in this country.
Raw talents.
And, they've not been discovered. And many times always looking at the players that are playing for the Arsenals, the Chelseas,
the
Fulhams and all those things. But the fact is, many players in this country are even as good as those players that are there, but they've not been discovered. So we need this kind of grassroots tournament to be able to identify these players.
Shegun, let me just say this. We met someone a few days ago talking about how his brother had to travel to Jamaica. To travel to Jamaica just to get a playing time. Look at that. And the guy have generated about, 6 assists, 6 goals. Now, in Jamaica alone. Now imagine that guy I've been seen in the Nigerian football team and just, let's train this guy. Let's fix him up into a system.
In structure.
And you may end up having the next day Joe Kosha.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know why coaches are making this demand and NFF are not saying this. This should be 100% coach. 100% coach.
Okay, let's go to the last one under technical and operational demands. Provision of GPS tracking systems and other modern training equipment per the coach specification. NFF, may I not vex me. I remember I did a content before the Nations Cup about the stupid and useless way we are running our football. There is no reason why the Super Eagles of Nigeria should not have a training camp. Their own specified training camp, training ground, like the Clairefontaine of France.
Yeah.
Like the England, what do they call their own? See something park.
Yeah.
Their own park where this is where the first team trains. This is where the other teams train. So if a coach is not asking for GPS is like the latest thing in this game.
As in, just to track the players' development.
To track the runs, track everything, to track their load and everything.
As in, the painful thing, all these things, this training camp, all these get a nice training camp, can be another source of investment for NFF. People will come to sign autograph. You take game fit for them to just watch Nigeria
training. People can even go there for their own club tournament or community tournament. People can even rent the halls for what they call it, for weddings and events.
It's not even wedding. The principal cup final can not be around there.
Those things are, they are right, but those things are also yearly programs, right?
Yes.
What we're talking about is that the pitch on it, you can say, okay, they're looking for a soft landing where they can do their weddings, for example. Because for example, you see halls in the likes of Sanford Bridge and all these things. They use it for conferences.
Yes.
They use it for weddings.
Yes.
So all the kind of halls, even the hospital system within the training ground, people can actually come there for their own checkups. So they are saying, is it that I believe, and I want to say this openly, a lot of people in charge of this NFF and sport ministry of sport,
I don't think
I have no idea about what football is now, football management is now.
Oh God.
That's the truth, because if a coach is not asked to ask the ordinary water bath Where players can do their ice water recovery, we are using plastic.
Exactly.
No.
And oh God.
They are joking.
The coach should not be asking for this. This should be normal thing.
And you are the one that want the highest results. We are not willing to do the highest investment. You are joking. You have no idea of how this thing works.
Do you know how many years even Morocco spent in years alone? Time, not talk about the money spent. And you saw Morocco playing that way. They said, oh, they are this. No, now, it's not rocket science. You need to grind and build. And that is what I want. Every Nigerians want the best out of the football team. But players are complaining week in, week out. Players are not even happy coming to Nigeria. Imagine players leaving Nigeria. You did not even give them the basic of managing their injury. They have to go back to their
clubs. Yeah,
it's terrible. It's terrible.
So let's move to the next one. This is logistic and infrastructure. So he's asking for housing and power. Say a house that is in a secure environment with 24 hours uninterrupted power supply. You can speak to that.
Why? So terrible. That should be. I think there was a documentary I saw when Jose Mourinho was talking about players are talking about Jose Mourinho, and in his office there is TV round. Imagine you're a Nigerian coach. You have an office in your own personal house where you can easily watch game uninterrupted. Imagine a coach asking for uninterrupted power supply. It's terrible.
Is it too much?
These are basics. He needs his own security because there are some Nigerians who are lover of football and we can be very erratic sometimes. So what do? There's a time that maybe he will be attacked. Maybe he's stolen and everything. He needs to be secured. And I don't think this is right. This is wrong. Give this guy what he wants. This one is part of normal this thing. Security, power supply. If you know that the power supply will not be done, do a solar. It's not difficult.
Exactly. Do something to make it. But what you want is that it should be. I think this, even the citizens are demanding for this. So I don't think it's anything being what Eric Chelle.
It's not.
That there should be a secured location where it's housed and uninterrupted power supply. So transportation. I've never seen anyone I can say I disagree with what
I don't think
a private SUV with a rider and a dedicated security.
It should be normal now.
It should be normal now.
It should be. You know why? When I saw this point, when I was working on it, I was like, is Eric Chelle trying to paint us bad?
It's not.
And that's what I was thinking at first. But when I now look at the situation of NFF, I asked myself the same question. What is asking is the same thing almost all Nigerians are asking for. Security. Give me a driver. You can't be the coach and you're still driving, thinking about tactics, doing everything, and you're the one driving from Abuja down to Sokoto. Or you are driving from your house. It's wrong. We need to make him think about football alone.
Yeah, I think that's normal. I think these things are not things that are out of the blue. These are what organizations provide for their managers.
Shagun, this makes me ask this question. The foreign coaches that came to Nigeria, how are they doing it?
So I think that one we have to now do investigation into how they are doing. But this is what Eric Chelle is demanding for. So the next one is family travel, business class flight tickets for himself and his wife, plus economic class tickets for 2 children. I disagree with this. You are being paid well. I think you should go to fund
your family.
You should go to fund your family.
Your family, you have to fund.
I don't agree with this. Family travel.
This one, we can fund only you.
If you are going for official duties, why not?
We fund you.
We can fund your scouts going abroad. We can fund you going abroad to go and watch certain games to scout.
But you can fund your family.
To start funding your family, you said we don't need to do.
Is that one too much?
No. I think this is the only point I disagree with so far.
Yeah, you can. You are being paid.
You are being paid. If you want an increment in salary for you guys should be able to pay for your families.
Exactly. We can't.
This is not official.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's not official.
This job is not a vacation.
It's not official. So family travel, I think, is cancelled
at all.
We unacceptable.
We will not do that.
So, but the next one is workspace. I think this is the last one.
Workspace.
Is there a furnished office equipped with a projector for static analysis and reliable internet? So where you gonna work?
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. This is
Where you gonna
unethical.
work? Now your house and I will tell you they work.
This is unethical. I'm sorry.
It's not. I think it's the truth. It's the truth. How absurd this demand, apart from the family travel, right? Other demands here. My God, workspace.
Okay, God help us. Moyo, every coach have a workspace in the training center.
That's normal now.
That should be normal. So you mean your coach have to leave to go to a workspace outside to say, please, I want to pay for 1 hour.
Yeah. You know why? The fact that normally the way it's meant to be is that the Super Eagles of Nigeria should have, and I keep saying it, that if, for example, let me give an idea to anybody that wants to become maybe the next NFF or sports minister that's very, very serious with the job, is the fact that, or if I was even be the next president,
we should be advocating for that.
yes,
I'm telling you.
we should. What do you call it? The Super Eagles, not even the Super Eagles of Nigeria, but the national teams should have a sporting complex.
Exactly.
Where sports in terms of football, basketball, tennis should have a massive. There are acres of land that the government have.
Exactly.
Instead of sharing acres to different players after they won tournaments or this, the one that you might not even give them. Make it a whole sporting village.
Exactly.
Where there are gyms, there are recuperation centers, there are hospitals, there are standard training pitches of different dimensions. There is a accommodation for the players where they can stay. There are a lot of things there. Basketball courts for different sports, swimming, race tracks, for everything. Now in that place, you also have offices. Now when the manager or the head coach comes in, instead of you giving your head coach a place where there is hotel or house where there is 24 hours, there should be housing in the place.
And we already have the resources to do that.
So, and that place should be running on 24-hour power supply. So it should just be that, okay, you are the new manager of the Super Eagles of Nigeria or the new head coach. This is where you will stay. This is just a stone throw. Even the White House, the building the President of the United States works is the same building where he's living. So sometimes he can walk overnight or late in the night and just have a little trek to his apartment.
Very simple.
You get maybe a 3-bedroom flat in that place where your family can be there, and to be a very nice place.
I don't get it, because
oh my God,
there is business in sports. There's
money.
You can make cool money. I'm telling you, you can make content creator can come there to do a lot of things. I saying there's so much you could get from this alone. I'm just tired that we are going to talk about. We should have a football, a sports village, whereby everybody from Nigeria will say, "Oh, I want to go there for tourist attraction, hotels, every angle," and it is going to bring even employment.
Yes, to Nigerians in terms of inside the sporting complex and around it. So we are not ready.
I don't think we are
not ready, and that's why we are saying Eric Chelle. Well, I think before we conclude, I think what I would just say about this report is, apart from the family travel, you understand? The only time that family travel can come on board is maybe when we already have airline sponsors.
Exactly.
Right? That might now extend that to the Super Eagles.
And that should not be hard. We should have one.
I think we have the likes of Epis that can do something like that, but I think they're also doing enough. So, but that one is, apart from that family travel, I don't think everything he has mentioned, I don't think it's out of the box.
At all.
I think it's what is attainable and what should be provided. Salary, you can still negotiate the salary down, but the fact is all these things should be provided. For me, the most annoying is even the workspace. You don't have a workspace.
So where is he working?
He's working on the system in the hotel room. It's terrible. So final thoughts on this?
Final thought is that NFF from history has not do us well.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, we have the era of Gara-Gombe. A lot of people have come in and went, but I don't think everybody have the interest of Nigeria sports in that. I guess Gara-Gombe tried his best to do so much.
A lot of cabals.
A lot of cabals, politics was there. So I think it's high time for these people out there. If you know you are not ready, step down. I'm telling you, there are people out here in Nigeria that will do it judiciously. And in the next 10 years, Nigeria football and even Nigeria sport will be reckoned with.
Yeah.
And that is the next step we want Nigeria to be. But for me, I want Eric Chelle to stay.
Obviously.
I want him to get these demands. In fact, for me, if not because of anything, because he already have a system. And this is a well-perfected manager. People want him.
Mm-hmm.
If Nigeria can hold on to this man, give him years of contract, and just give him the demand. Apart from the family travel, give him demand. It will work. And lastly, there should be no interference. That is the best point I got from him. No interference on how he developed the youth, on how he directs the team. If an international players are not doing fine, there should be no interference that, oh, this person is a star, you have to use him. No interference whatsoever. I think that's all I can say.
Okay, so I think let me just add a little bit to what you said in terms of I had reports of the fact that some NFF board members were saying that these demands are there are some demands that will not be accepted because it did not meet the World Cup and the AFCON. Let me also say this to the NFF board members that said that all the demands here are not demands that are rewards. They are demands that should be foundational.
Exactly.
Things. They're not demands that until when you meet a target. These are foundational things. Are you telling me that until when your head coach qualify for World Cup before you get him a working space? Or until when he qualifies before you give him GPS? And I think the fact about it is that the sporting side of Nigeria, anything that should be sport and creativity, politics should run away from that place. Politics, that kind of politics destroys those kind of industries or those kind of sectors, sorry. And I can see in the NFF, there's a lot of politics.
A lot of politics.
And I think that's why you can see the level of our football. Yeah, the level of our football. So if until he qualify for or win AFCON before you can get him GPS. I think it's a solid state. So it's a solid state. And I think we need to address it as soon as possible. It's not even a matter of whether he chairs the manager or not. I think many of the things he has said here is what we should have as foundational to help the work of whoever is coming next. So guys, thank you very much for sticking with us. This is our own opinion on the points demand made by Eric Chelle to the NFF. We've given our own opinions on it. So as usual, I know you guys have your own opinions. Yeah. Please don't forget to comment in the comment section. Let's see your opinions about each point. Which one do you think should be given? Which one do you think should be rejected? Yeah. Let's have the opinion. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and most importantly, don't forget to share. Until we see you next time. Bye.